Your Honor, we're before you on cases number 2024 GS 31-146, the state of South Carolina versus Dustin Elliott Gainey. In that indictment on the charge of failure to stop for a blue light. The next indictment, 147, possession of a stolen vehicle valued between $2,000 but less than $10,000, and 148, driving under suspension. Second offense, non-DUI related. Mr. Gainey is represented by attorney Matthew Hicks. This matter is before you on motion of attorney Hicks for bond reconsideration in Mr. Gainey's case. Mr. Gainey was issued an $80,000 surety bond on September 5th of 2024. He has been incarcerated ever since. He has not been able to make that bond. And again, this is on motion of Mr. Hicks, Your Honor. At the appropriate time, the state is happy to give the facts of the case and Mr. Gainey's criminal history.
All right, Mr. Hicks.
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're asking for a bond reduction?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Proceed, sir.
So, Your Honor, my client's got pretty significant ties to the area. First of all, if the court is inclined to grant a reduction in his bond and he's able to make his bond and leave jail, he'll be living with his mother out in McFadden. Further, Your Honor, my client has two children that he helps to support, a daughter, Bailey, who is 7 years old, another daughter, excuse me, Your Honor, another daughter, Macy, who is 5 years old, and he helps to support those children when he's able to obtain gainful employment, which clearly doesn't happen when he's sitting down at Sumter Lee. But because of those strong ties to the area, he's not a substantial flight risk. Additionally, over the time that my client's been incarcerated, over the last several weeks, he's been clean and sober. Again, this is another case where most, if not all, of his alleged offenses are drug-related, fueling a drug habit or something along those lines. My client has expressed to me that now he's clean and sober, clear-headed, has no desire to start using again or reoffending, which is what led to the charges in the first place, and I believe causes him to not be a danger to the community.
Where does he work?
He does mechanic work, Your Honor, out of kind of shade tree mechanic stuff.
Brooks?
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you like to hear the facts of the case first?
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Deputy Chase Eisman will give the facts from the state, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. On September the 3rd of this year, received a phone call from Chesterfield and Kershaw counties in reference to a blue Chevrolet Impala that was used in some break-ins and thefts in their county, where they believe Mr. Gainey to be the suspect involved in those. They knew that he had ties to Lee County. They sent me video and pictures of the car from surveillance systems where it was used in those thefts. Further, later in the day after their incident, a young lady in Chesterfield County reported her phone being stolen by Mr. Gainey and a co-defendant. She was able to track that phone and show he was in Lee County on Ashland Stokes Bridge Road. I went to that area, observed Mr. Gainey driving the blue Chevrolet Impala that was in the videos. He pulled out of the yard, attempted to loop me at a high rate of speed, attempted to conduct a traffic stop. He failed to stop for blue lights and siren, leading a pursuit that went up to 130 miles per hour, went into a neighboring county where he finally came to a stop. At that point, he was found that his license was suspended. He was not supposed to be driving anyway. The tag on the vehicle was stolen. There was another stolen tag inside of the car. The car was found to be stolen from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 3 days prior. He did give me a statement initially that his father bought the car and gave it to him, then later changed his statement to he had rented the car just through known contacts, inconsistent stories of how he obtained his vehicle and what he was doing with it. At that time, he was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, driving under suspension, and failure to stop for a blue light.
Your Honor, Mr. Gainey has quite an extensive criminal history. It dates back some 10 years now, starting with He had a simple possession of marijuana charge back in March of 2014. Then, July of 2015, he had a conviction for a burglary second degree, 2 counts of that, and grand larceny between $2,000 and $2,000 to $10,000. He also has a conviction from May of 2015 for malicious injury to personal property, less than $2,000. He has a conviction for a failure to stop for a blue light from March of 2023. He has the following convictions for a court date of April of 2022, uninsured motor vehicle fee violation, vehicle missing the correct tag, and non-registered vehicle. And Your Honor, I realize that those are magistrate court offenses, but I think it goes to Mr. Gainey trying to elude officials, even with that vehicle that he was driving. And he also has a conviction for damaging or tampering with a vehicle from a court date of September of 2021. A driving under suspension first, also from that same court date. He has a conviction from March of 2023 of forgery less than $10,000. And forgery with an unspecific dollar amount from that same court date. Then he has the following convictions from a court date also of March 1st of 2023, receiving stolen goods between $2,000 and $10,000, possession of a stolen vehicle, as in the charge here in the case that Lee County currently has. Also forgery with no specific dollar amount, and a drug charge as well, and another forgery less than $10,000, and a blue light conviction, all from the same incident, it appears. He also has from July of 2023, another conviction for forgery less than $10,000, and he has a conviction from also that July of 2023 date of grand larceny, $10,000 or more. Your Honor, currently he is wanted by the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office for a warrant that appears to be grand larceny, valued at $2,000 but less than $10,000. So, Your Honor, Mr. Gainey has quite an extensive criminal history. The state does feel like this is an appropriate bond set for him, that otherwise he would be a flight risk. And should you grant some type of bond today, he would not be released from custody because of that hold from Chesterfield. But the state, in the interest of protecting the community and making sure we don't have any other victims of either a stolen vehicle charge or a forgery charge that is rampant on his record, that he has been granted an appropriate bond. But of course we know that that decision will be for you to make any changes in that bond today, Your Honor.
Mr. Hicks? Ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, I would just say that by virtue of the fact that there's a hold from Chesterfield County, he has literally no danger to the community, nor is he a flight risk. Even if you grant him a low dollar amount cash bond and he bonds out tonight, he's not going anywhere other than Chesterfield County Detention Center. From there, where he is going to get a bond and be released, he'd be under supervision of probation anyway, because he's currently on probation, which is going to be violated for pending the outcome of these charges, Your Honor. So again, it literally puts the community at no risk, and it creates no risk of flight if the court were to grant him a lower bond today.
Mr. Hicks, you're 30 years old, right?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
I'm sorry. Mr. Gainey, 30 years old?
29 back.
29 years old. You've got to be a lawyer, but I'm going to deny your request for a lower bond. This is a classic case of failure to communicate. Awful record. But what bothers me the most and gives me the concern that you're a flight risk is failure to stop for a blue light. That in and of itself is a flight risk to me. Up to 130 miles an hour, is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to raise the bond amount. I'm not going to do that. It's not before the court. But I'm not going to lower it, sir. You lawyer did a good job. There you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is Christian News TY. I'm Tony Carney. Is there any newsworthy events? We will get them to you as soon as possible. If not, you can follow us on Christian News TY Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow us on our website.